Hey guys, Lennon is back with another video. So, if you watched the last video, I told you I bought another EUC, but I didn't tell you what. So, here it is. Da-da-da! S18 baby. So, got about 200 kilometers on it now. Got some things to say, so let's go for a ride. All right, so yes, it is true. I bought an S18, but before you're so quick to judge, I am aware of the fragile plastics, difficulty to repair, potential cutout due to voltage sag, and only an 84 volt system. But I can tell you that none of that matters because the ride is absolutely sublime. So if you watched the EVs video, you would have seen that I was test driving a bunch of different EUCs. And I think that was the problem, because I test drove, I don't know, all the ones I wanted to try. And I had no plans at all to buy an S18. In fact, I wasn't even interested in them. But as they say, don't knock it till you try it, right? So as soon as I rode it, I was like, oh shit, here we go. It just got more expensive. And that's what happened anyways. So that whole business model of being able to test drive EUCs definitely works. And so I've got about 200 kilometers on this now, and I've only been riding on the street, but man, is this thing a sick street machine. If you don't care about going super fast, it is just butter, man. So butter. When I first got the wheel, I used the chart to look up the proper pressure for the shock, and I think with my weight, I filled it to 210 at the top and 80 at the bottom. And then they said about 15 clicks from fast for the rebound, and I found that to be way off. It felt like I was standing on a spring when I first did that. It was terrible. So I have it set to about 8 clicks all the way from slow, and that actually works pretty good. I'm gonna do a little comparison with my V10F because I've been riding that a lot, and they are kind of similar in a way. You know, the V10F has a 16-inch wheel, this one has an 18. The V10F has a 2,000 watt motor, this has a 2,200 watt motor. The V10F has a 960 watt hour battery, this has about 1,100. But, you know, apples to apples, I'd say they're still kind of similar in specs. One thing I noticed straight away once I started riding the S18 compared to the V10F was that you got to put way more weight into turning it. The 18-inch wheel, it just wants to go straight a lot more than the 16-inch from the V10F. So that's something to take into consideration, right? The V10F, I would say, is more flickable, where this you kind of have to boss it around to turn a little bit more. But one of the plus sides to having an 18-inch wheel is it's definitely smoother, it feels more stable at high speeds. I feel like I can go over bumps a lot easier, I can go up curbs a lot easier, so there's benefits to it that way. Ergonomics wise with the S18, I'm obviously still getting used to it, but I have to say the padding around the ankles is too hard. It actually kind of hurts my ankles. I'm hoping that's something that I can just get used to, but it definitely hurts right now. I'd also say the pedals are a little bit small. I wish they were a little bit bigger personally, but they're still fine. Now the trolley handle, I mean, when you're actually using it and you're going into grocery stores and stuff with it, I like it feels good, it's at a good height, it feels sturdy, but the whole like couple of clicks to like make the wheel turn on, and then if you push it down too far, the wheel turns off and it stops balancing. I think that's a terrible idea. I think I'm gonna try to turn it off if I can. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. So it's also kind of clunky to get in and out. I'm always like, I don't know. I'm always having to do twice as much effort to get the trolley handle to come up and then down again compared to the V10F. So minor complaint there. Another thing that kind of annoys me is the beeper on this is super quiet. Like, I would say I hear it 10% of the time. So if you're going any sort of speed and you're trying to listen for the speed beeps, like I have a pretty open helmet on, I can hear traffic, I can hear most things. But when you have that wind noise, man, it's really hard to hear the beeps. Maybe there's a way to turn it up. If you guys can tell me in the comments below, that would be awesome. But yeah, for me, it's too quiet. I wish it was louder. Now on to the good stuff. So, positive things about this wheel is the ride quality is unbelievable. It just feels so nice. Even on the road like this, suspension is nice. I'm telling you guys, super nice. Well, I feel like I have way more confidence riding on the S18 over bumps compared to the V10F. You know, you hit bumps at a certain speed on the V10F, you gotta be on it, man. You know, you hit a pothole or something. Where this, it's just so easy. I feel more confident to go faster over bumps, and I'm just more relaxed. Because of that, I'm actually less fatigued. So I find that I get tired less on this wheel. So I actually get back pain pretty often. I broke my femur when I was 14 snowboarding. And when it healed, I ended up with a left leg that's about an inch shorter than my right. So I have to get special shoes made. And because of that, when I hit bumps and stuff and I go off curbs, I end up hurting my back quite a bit, my upper back. And the S18 has just made it so I basically don't get back pain anymore. It's freaking awesome. And I know a lot of you guys say the S18 isn't fast. And maybe you're right, it's definitely not Sherman fast, but still, like, you know, I've taken it up to about 47 kilometers on the straights, being easy on it. That's still pretty damn fast, man, on a unicycle. It's definitely a little bit faster than the V10F. The V10F, I usually max out around 40. I get about 5 to 7 kilometers an hour faster on this bad boy. It's also a really quiet wheel. My V10F makes a lot of noise when I'm riding it. I don't know if it's the controller or the motor or the tire, but I can hear it working a lot more than this. Like, this is like dead silent when I'm going down the road. It's kind of eerie. Now, would I recommend the Kingsong S18 as your first EUC? Well, performance-wise, I'd say it's okay. You know, it's not too scary, but I would overall say probably not a good first EUC. And the reason being is you don't want to be afraid to crash your wheel when you're first learning. You know, like I said, crashing is part of learning. I dropped my V10F hundreds of times, and I did it because I wasn't afraid of dropping it. I knew it was going to hold up. It's easy to work on, and that helped me progress. So because of that, you know, the S18 is just, it's a little more finicky. It's, you know, if you break it, it's going to be a little bit harder to work on. So for that reason, I would not recommend the Kingsong S18 as your first EUC. Be a great second EUC though, as it is for me. So yeah, there's some initial thoughts. Kingsong S18. It's an awesome wheel. Don't know if it's for everyone, but I absolutely love it. Going to be making more videos with it in the future, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.